Bo Burnham, kill yourself. That's the name of the video. No, Bo Burnham, please don't, Bo.
We love you, Bo.
We love you, Bo. Please.
Bo Burnham is my favorite comedian. And to all of you out there that think I don't have a sense of humor, I love Bo Burnham.
No, Bo Burnham's hilarious. As a matter of fact, there's some people out there who don't get Bo Burnham. And I'm just like...
Because some of his jokes require you to actually think a little bit.
Yeah. I'm glad that he actually designs his show around that.
Yeah.
That you actually have to do a little bit of thinking. Like, don't get me wrong, mindless slapstick comedy is just like, it's funny sometimes, but jokes that make you think and have multiple layers of laughter to it, like, you laugh when you initially hear it, but then you think more about it, and you laugh even more. And then you'll think about it years from now, and you'll remember it, and you'll laugh even more then.
I love
jokes like that.
Have, like, his songs on my Apple Music, and I can sing, like, all the words to him. I love Bo Burnham.
First Bo Burnham song I ever heard was the one, it's actually Zach showed it to me. Mm-hmm. It was, I'm Bo, yo. I'm the greatest rapper ever. Yeah, that one. That one was hilarious. And I remember, like, him coming up and everything, like, as a, like, early YouTube star. I remember when they did YouTube Live. Like, it was like a live concert event that they did, and they broadcast it live all over YouTube. And he played a song called Welcome to YouTube, and he was introduced by Katy Perry.
Awesome.
Like, Katy Perry was, like, laying on his piano, and, like, he had a little, like, a grand piano there, and she's, like, laying on top of it. She's like, hello, everybody, Katy Perry here, and I'm here to introduce our next performer, who just turned 18. You're 18, right? Thank God he's 18. We have Mr. Bo Burnham. And camera focuses in on Bo, and Bo's like, thank you, Mrs. Perry. This is a song I wrote about the YouTube life, being a YouTuber, and all that fun stuff. You may regret some of the stuff that happens. You may not. Welcome to YouTube. And he starts playing the song, and it was actually very, very funny. It was like him talking about, like, it's like, one thing I'm tired of hearing about on YouTube is about all the girls who love the Jonas Brothers, which is way too goddamn much. I wish you would stop because it's pretty fucking annoying. And welcome to YouTube. We're a nation of dreamers. Too bad those dreams are full of shit. Otherwise, we'd have nothing. Yep. And honestly, Bo's just a very funny guy. And he's also very tall. Do you know how tall he is?
No.
He's like 6'6".
What?
No. Honestly, let's Google this shit real quick.
Okay.
Bo Burnham height. Yeah. 6'5". 6'5".
Jeez.
He's tall.
I mean, kind of pictured him as like an average, like 5'7", 5'8".
No, I know, right?
Yeah.
And now you're just like Bo Burnham. What?
Yeah.
He's taller than me.
Jeez.
He's taller than all the Renegades, which is amazing. Which he's really tall and lanky. Which is...
Yeah. He's something.
Oh yeah. All right, so
let's get into this.
Yeah, let's dive right into Kill Yourself.
Also, if you can't handle offensive humor, get the fuck out. Because this
if
is
you
gonna
can't
be
take
bad.
the humor, take your broke ass home, or click off the fucking vid.
Yeah, you can't complain to us about what he says in this video.
Now, tell you the truth, I have heard some stuff from Bo Burnham, but it's not the most offensive stuff I've ever heard.
He has some offensive stuff, but it's nothing that offends me.
Now, you want to know the most offensive joke I've probably ever heard is?
What?
Mosquito nets are very important in African society because for just a few dollars, you could buy so many African mosquito nets, and thus you would save millions of mosquitoes from dying of AIDS.
What's the other one that Bo Burnham said? For just 5 cents a day, you could feed an African child. They eat pennies.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a pretty fuck up shit. I love it.
This video goes out to all those people that said I can't take a joke.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Va-voom.
Have you ever felt sad or lonely? Have you ever felt 2 feet tall? Have you ever thought, man, if only I was anybody else at all? They like to kick you when times get rough, and you give your all, but it's not enough, and sticks and stones might break your bones, but words can break your heart. But if you don't know where to go, I'll show you where to start. Kill yourself. You'll be happy that you did it. Just go over to your oven and shove your head in it. Kill yourself. Really, you should do it. There's really nothing to it. Just grab a mug and chug a cup of lighter fluid. Okay, now.
Okay, that might be too much.
I feel like you pulled back. Maybe it's on account of the fact that I'm telling you to kill yourself over and over again. I'm just trying to make a simple point. That life's toughest problems don't have simple answers. You shouldn't just be brave. You shouldn't just roar. You shouldn't kill yourself. But I understand that it's a sensitive subject and you're probably just hearing me say that, and I've dealt with, I don't want to be incensed. Look, I sound unempathetic, I sound mean and rude. Suicide is an epidemic, and I don't want to be misconstrued. Signs of depression go overlooked. So if you're depressed, then you need to book a therapy session. Talk about your depression and let a professional hear it. But if you search for moral wisdom in Katy Perry's lyrics, then kill yourself. It won't be painful if you are able to give a little kiss to an oncoming train. You'll kill yourself. It's over, Mueller. There's a trigger, pull it. Get it through your head, it being a bullet. Stick your tongue in a plug. Suck a pipe of exhaust. Make some toast in the tub. Nail yourself to a cross. Hold your breath till it's gone. Drink a gallon of mace. Be gay in Iran. Let Oprah sit on your face.
Be gay in Iran and let Oprah sit on your face.
To a fridge. Drink a Haitian guy's blood. Bring you to the zoo. Give the tiger a shove. Eat a Phillips head screw. Marry Courtney Love.
Oh!
So, one of my favorite things about Bo Burnham is he's actually a good fucking person, and a lot of his stuff has a good message behind it.
Yeah.
But it also has that humor that appeals to fucked up people like me.
Well, yeah, I get that. Like me, I'm the same way. I mean, when I first watched Bo Burnham's special that came on that came on Netflix, I was just like, what? Yeah, no, quite literally. I was just like, wow, this is something different. Like, this isn't your traditional comedian like coming out on stage and just being like, all right, how's everybody doing tonight?
My kid said something dumb yesterday.
Yeah, it's like, what's the deal with airline food? Yeah, no, not pulling a Jerry Seinfeld or anything, but instead doing something different, like doing something that will disorient you in the most unbelievably stupid way, but makes you think.
He goes from incredibly, like I said, I'm not offended by him, but for some people offensive, to incredibly inspirational.
Yeah.
In the same song.
Yeah, I get that. Because he's talking about, suicide is an epidemic. Suicide is no joke. I mean, It
isn't.
Well, I've talked about this ad nauseum with some of my friends, is that suicide, people who suffer from depression, people who suffer from, mental disorders that cause them to think about suicide more often and see it as a benefit instead of a detriment. I've said that in the past that people need for some people out there, I think a sobering lesson in how good their life is, not how good their life can be, but how good their life is compared to a lot of other people on the planet. Now, whenever you do that, that'll cause some people to say, well, why me? Why me? And all this and all that. It's just like, it's the luck of the draw. I mean, the luck of the draw of humanity is that, Heather, if you were born in almost any other country, say you were born, instead of Heather Tate, of middle of nowhere Tennessee / in the South.
Yeah.
Instead, you were born Juanita Jimenez of Mexico City, to two parents who were killed, and now the only life that you have is an orphanage, and your only future potentially lies in prostitution.
So here's actually where I'm gonna have to disagree with you, Nate.
Why is that?
And you might not like me as a person after I say this.
Go.
Okay. As someone, and I don't care to throw it out there, I'm open with my problems, because we all know that I believe if things are hard to talk about, you should talk about them. So when
go ahead.
So that when people struggle with them, they feel like they can come talk to you and get help.
Yeah.
So I will admit that I have bipolar disorder on camera. I don't care.
Okay.
And I'm medicated. However, one thing that's never helped me, and that when people do it, it kind of irks me, is the thing where, well, at least you don't live in Africa. At least you're not here. At least there are other people that have it worse than you. Because to me, it feels like I have like a mental instability that I can't help. It's a health concern.
Well, yeah.
And you're belittling it because my life doesn't suck.
No. In truth, your life would be even worse if you were in that
Right,
predicament. That's what I'm saying.
To me, I guess it's just.
But you see, you're in a place where people care. People give a shit.
Yeah.
Over there, they don't give a shit.
I have the Renegades.
Yeah, you have us, and you have like Heather. Here's the thing: I'm not going to agree with everything you say.
Yeah,
I'm not going to agree. There's disagreements me and Ben and Elena and Micah have all the time.
I've just always thought it was really a way of kind of like invalidating how someone feels.
Passing the buck. No. What I'm saying is this: here you have the ability to get medicine that will help you. Here you have friends around you that give a shit about you. Here, well, depending on how helpful they have been in your life or not, you at least have your parents in some shape, fashion, or form. Now, they may have been more of a detriment to you to have them.
Yeah.
Especially the parents that you would have. But here's another thing as well. Environment plays a hell of a lot into a person's life. Some say it plays a whole hell of a lot more into it than the person's natural biology.
Well, yeah, everything happens for a reason, even if it's something bad, because it shapes who you are as a person.
Yes. And what I'm saying is this. You are fortunate to be born into a country where people give a shit. Yeah. And I learned this lesson a long time ago, because I talked to a friend of mine, Sam Solomon, who's from Uganda, and I talked to him about the bad things that were going on in my life. And then he told me a very straightforward fact about his life. He suffers from diabetes.
Uh-huh.
He showed me his foot. He was missing 2 toes on his right foot. They had to be amputated because he couldn't get diabetic treatment over in Somalia or over in was it some? Oh wait, no. Sam was okay. There was Sam Yusuf. No, it was Sam. He couldn't get treatments over in his home country. So anyway, he told me that I know you have things in your life that are going to be weighing on your mind and are always going to be there, picking at you. Just know this. Here you have people who care about you, and here you have advanced medical technologies. It was an old flip phone. He's like, because it was sitting there on the bed next to me. He grabs it and he says, this is something that everyone in my country wishes that we had. Ease of use, and I'm not saying that, and he says, and I'm not saying that you don't have problems. Everybody's got problems. But recognize where you are and how good things are, and it will cause you, and it may cause you to realize and smile and recognize that life, though you are living your life, it's not always, how did he put it? It was, even though you are living your life, and your life is pretty much all you know, it's not always just about you. And I said, well, I understand that to some degree, and we talked for about a good 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
But at the end of it all, he, like, the sobering realities of having my friends and my family around me, and having, medical technology around me to where if I have an issue, it can get resolved a lot faster than, say, if I were in the middle of nowhere and nobody gave a shit. And it's like people in this country, we're spoiled. We are spoiled in this country. I mean, we need to. I mean, everybody needs that sobering reality check every now and again.
And don't get me wrong, I think we're very fortunate to live where we live, and I'm fortunate to have the people I have in my life. It's not anything like that. It's just that my problems and your problems are just as real as anyone else's problems. Even if they're not as bad, they still hurt us.
Yeah, and I learned to stop letting my stop letting my ADD and my depression tell me what the fuck to do. And it's because I realized, hey, you don't control me. I guess effectively I put my depression in a box and I locked it away to where it can't touch me anymore. There's every now and again I feel it. I can like feel it seeping through a little bit, but not to the point of where I guess it's because of me growing up in the situations that I did and having people around me that, you know, nurtured me the right way in a lot of ways, like my dad. I talk shit about my dad and my mom sometimes, but overall I'm glad that they were who they were, even though they're divorced and even though they fight with each other more than anything. I'm still glad that they were there to teach me some things and I was able to manage my life in a good way. And I'm very grateful for that. And the one thing that I take away from you know, human interaction is that not everyone's problems are exactly the same as me. I know my solution isn't going to be your solution.
Yeah.
It's not going to be Ben's solution. It's not going to be Heather's, or it's not going to be Elena's solution. See, I get you two confused again already. Yeah.
I really wish that for me it was as simple as standing up to it and putting it away. But unfortunately, I have a little bit different cards than that.
Well, yeah, I mean,
it's okay.
Well, yeah, you've got bipolar disorder. You've got.
I'm working on it. If any of you use like Stream Chat, you know that I started a new medication. It's been giving me a hell of a time, so that's been interesting. I don't eat. I don't sleep. It's great.
You say that.
Yeah.
But you hate it.
Oh, it's so bad. So yeah, but we're working on it, and that's all that really matters. Is that we're trying to get it resolved and better.
Yeah.
So.
And I hope everything does get better for you. I hope that
it really needs to.
Well, I hope that as you grow up, you are able to manage things better.
I'm still a kid too. Like there are things still changing in my.
Well, yeah,
head. I'm not even 25.
Well, yeah. I mean, mentally everybody grows, and mentally until they're 25.
Yeah. So I can't. I mean, right now we just gotta do the best we can, and hopefully it gets a little easier, or we find something that'll work long term.
So yeah, me, I'm
stuck with it.
Well, me, I'm glad that I'm fortunate that I didn't have as many ailments on me.
Yeah.
Like I had my depression, which came from my parents getting divorced, and also my meticulous nature, you know, digging myself into a hole.
Yeah.
Because I thought that was the only way I could escape from everything. But eventually, I started digging walls around me until I pretty much dug a little bit of a pit, and I was able to pretty much claw my way out of it.
It's a little different because, like, while that works for you, I am on an SNRI and something. So I have 3 neurotransmitters that are medically controlled right now. 3, not 1. It's not just serotonin. I have dopamine, serotonin, and another one. I can't remember what it is right now. It's an SNRI. It does with serotonin and whatever the N is. So it is more complicated, and it sucks because I will have to have the medication. There's no way.
This is one reason why I'm glad that cannabis is becoming more legal, because eventually, well, you do know that one of the best neurological balancers in the world is cannabis.
Well, where I have lupus and rheumatoid arthritis, I've been told that if it was to become legal, that it would be prescribed to me. However, recreationally in the past, I never really noticed a benefit from it.
Well, that's recreational. You see, there's different strains that do different things. You see, there's one strain that almost pretty much cures the neurological. It cures seizures pretty much. Mm-hmm. There's certain strains that cure depression. There's certain strains that get rid of You see, it all depends on how it's cultivated and how it's implemented into the medication. You see, you could take a pill or you could use the liquid that will cure your ailments. But
and I would certainly try it if given the opportunity. However, I guess I'm kind of indifferent about the whole thing. I guess
I'm not. Given what I've
I don't know much about it, but
well, given what I've seen from it and given the benefits that are presented by it, I think it's a crime that it's illegal in the United States, and I think that the United States government, once again, fucking everything up for everybody, should fuck right off and just let everybody enjoy or use it however they need to. If they want to enjoy it in their private time, they have the right to. If they want to use it as medication, they should have the right to do that as well. But you can't tell Uncle Sam that. You know why? Because there's no way they can really control it or put taxes on it.
I can't pronounce this word.
Let me see it.
It's serotonin and. It starts with an N.
Norepinephrine.
Norepinephrine, serotonin, and dopamine are all being affected by
That's adrenal.
Yeah, all of those. I only have one kidney, so that means I only have one adrenal gland, and I don't know.
It's an adrenal gland deficiency.
I have a lot of issues.
Yeah. Well, it's normal. I mean, you're a human being. I mean, everybody's got issues. I mean, everybody. And I think everybody should seek to have those issues resolved. I mean, honestly, if you have luckily you live in a place where you can get that done.
And it's funny you say that, because the whole experience has been really frustrating. I've spent 3 years to get diagnosed. And even then, there's still questions I don't have the answer to. Like, do I have adrenal deficiency? Because I've been told I do and I don't. Or do I have PCOS? I've been told I do and I don't.
Welcome to humanity.
Like, it just...
Welcome to being a human being.
It took
where nothing is certain.
2.5 years to get rheumatoid arthritis as a diagnosis, and lupus. So it's frustrating still.
Well, there's
and autoimmune diseases, they suck at treating. We don't really know a lot about them yet.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the thing about the human body. I mean, everybody's human biology is different, and thus everybody's body chemistry is different and is going to react differently to different medications. I mean,
I was straight up born with one kidney.
Yeah. Like you, on the other hand, I mean, say somebody's medication that works for their bipolar disorder works for them, but because you take it and you have an potential adrenal gland deficiency, and you only have one kidney, it fucks you up, and its side effects are severe. I mean, that's something that we don't know. I mean, and it's always trial and error.
It really sucks.
It's always going to be trial and error with stuff like this until we have like a defined blood test that can truly gauge a person's deficiencies and gauge a person's...
I am amazed that it's 2018 and we don't have a way to measure dopamine, serotonin, whatever the other one is, norepinephrine.
Norepinephrine.
Yeah, that, all of those, like, it just baffles me that we don't have a way to see if someone's deficient or not.
Heather, we've lived on this planet. Humanity's existed on this planet for 4.6 billion years. Or no, that's how old the planet is. Humanity has existed on this planet for several hundred thousand years from all estimates, as we are. We still know less than 10% about our fucking oceans.
That's so scary.
I know, right?
Like,
Heather, and the human mind is a mass of gray matter that they call Pandora's box. Because the very moment that you figure one thing out about up here, it opens up a whole spider web of different areas.
Yep.
Then once you figure out one of those on that spider web's end, boom, a whole other spider web opens up. And hell, in the medical advancements that we've had in the last 100 years, we haven't figured out a cure for the common cold.
That's true.
We haven't figured out jack shit. That's why the hubris of man, everyone's saying, "Oh, we know everything there is to know. We know how to fix this, how to fix that." No, we don't. No, we fucking don't. Okay, how come AIDS is still a thing? How come cancer isn't treatable? How come...
I totally believe there's a cure for cancer and they're just hiding it.
I don't know. It depends. Here's the thing about cancer. There's I think right now more than 300 types of cancer.
Yeah.
And each of them have a different way of cure or a way to cure it.
Well, also, we know so little about, like, while I'm looking at medication that'll help with my diseases, the autoimmune stuff, it'll be like, we don't know why this works, but it helps sometimes. And they had me injecting chemotherapy just for my autoimmune disease, because chemo will weaken your immune system and it can attack your body less, because that's one of the only ways they found how to do anything. Yeah. We just don't know anything.
We don't, honestly.
And they can't really explain why. They can say sometimes that stress can trigger your body to develop an autoimmune disease. Yeah. And I think that's what happened with me, because it happened to happen. Like, I started getting sick right after I divorced my husband. But there's so much uncertainty. It's so scary. The world is scary.
Yeah, it is scary.
This was a Bo Burnham video, guys.
Well, it's a Bo Burnham. Once again, comedy
this is
that
what
makes
he
you
wants.
Think. Once again, comedy that makes you think. And once again, Heather, the world is a scary place, but at the end of it all, the one thing that this is why the credo on the channel is embrace the chaos, is because there's always going to be chaos in the world. The only thing you can do is, pretty much try and make it your bitch. Yeah. Because it's not going to stop. Mm-hmm. It's never going to stop. I mean, you could kill all the warlords in the world, but as it's been proven, nature abhors a vacuum, and another warlord will rise up. Another thing will happen. I mean, that's just life. And as much as I want to be positive about this whole thing, I mean, there's not much else to say, really.
The world is scary, but it's also beautiful.
Thank you, Gerard Way. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Check out Heather's channel, Miss Guns for Hands. Link in the description down below. Also, don't forget to check out the original video. Check out Bo Burnham. And check out our Discord. Check out our Patreon. And we will see you later, everyone. Peace out.
Bye.